What's up guys, it's Ruben here from iUnboxOfficial, and today we're talking about the iPhone 5s and the cheaper iPhone that Apple has allegedly been working on. So let's get into it. So there's been a ton of rumors floating out there that the iPhone 5s will be launched pretty soon, and by pretty soon I mean by June of this year, so June to August, that time frame. If you guys noticed, the iPhone 4 and the 4S, they've both been released in that time frame too. They've been announced and then released later on in September, so I think that's what Apple's going to do. But design-wise for the iPhone 5s, it's going to probably stay exactly the same as it is right now. So the black and white model has the whole antenna all the way around the phone, 4-inch screen. It's most likely going to stay exactly the same. If you guys notice, the 4 and the 4S is exactly the same, and the 3GS and the 3 is also exactly the same. So that'll only be the logical thing to do for the 5 and the 5S. So spec-wise for the iPhone 5s, it's most likely going to come with a increased RAM and a improved processor. So we're looking at the A7 chip that Apple has been working on, or allegedly been working on. It's most likely going to be a quad-core chip. Apple's iPhone is only a dual-core right now, so it's only logical for them to release a quad-core chip right now. And RAM-wise, it's going to come most likely with 2 GB of RAM. The current iPhone 5 only has 1 GB of RAM, if you guys know that, and it is still really fast, so can you imagine how fast it'll be with 2 GB of RAM? It's most likely going to ship with iOS 7, and with iOS 7 we're probably looking at widgets and a ton of new features that Apple's been working on. And if you guys notice, the iOS 6 has been the same since iOS 4. It's all been the same. It's really stale, has no widgets, not fun anymore. Only thing you can do is like play games on it. That's pretty much it. So hopefully with the iOS 7 they'll implement some widgets or some new features that can make the iPhone more like exciting to use, I guess. And camera-wise, it's going to come most likely with a 13 megapixel rear camera and a 2 megapixel front camera. And the price point is going to be most likely $649 for the 16 gigabyte model, $749 for the 32 gigabyte model, and $849 for the 64 gigabyte model. And that is pretty much the price for the iPhone 5 right now, and that's been the pricing since the iPhone 4, I believe. So most likely the iPhone 5 is going to drop to $549 without a contract, since the iPhone 5s will be $649. There's been a ton of rumors that the iPhone 5s will be a pentaband phone, so it'll work on all networks around the world. And if you guys know, T-Mobile has an HSPA Plus network, and hopefully if the iPhone 5s is pentaband, it'll be able to work on their network, so you'll be able to use HSPA Plus. The current iPhone 5 is only WCDMA and GSM. If they did make it a pentaband phone, it'd work on a ton of extra networks and rack in more money, because it'll work on networks like Win Mobile, Mobilicity, Videotron, and a ton of US networks. I'm pretty sure they all have AWS 1700. So next, moving on to the cheaper iPhone. There isn't really a name for this yet, but there's been a ton of leaks that Apple is working on a cheaper iPhone. If you guys know, the iPhone 5 is really expensive right now. It's around $640 unlocked, and that isn't something people would want to just go and buy. You need to save up money for that and stuff. So if Apple does release a cheaper iPhone, you know, they released an iPad mini, which is only $330, and that has been like a bargain for them. Everyone's been buying it, so if they release a cheaper iPhone, I think most likely a lot more people would buy the cheaper iPhone than the iPhone 5 or 5S. So spec-wise for the cheaper iPhone, it's going to be a downgrade of all the specs of the iPhone 5 or 5S. We're probably looking at aluminum body, just like the iPod Touch and the iPad mini have. We're probably looking at a 8 megapixel rear camera and a 1.2 megapixel front camera. The A6 chip from the iPhone 5. Maybe like 1 gigabyte of RAM. As this is a cheaper iPhone, so Apple's probably going to cheap out on the specs too. So don't expect this one to be blazing fast like the Nexus 4 or the Galaxy Note 2. It's probably going to be a lower end model like the HTC One S. Those kind of variants. There's been a ton of rumors floating out there that this cheaper iPhone will possibly be $400 unlocked. That would be a great selling point, because lots of people could actually afford $400 for a phone, and on a contract it's probably going to be $0 with like a 2-year term. There's been rumors that it might be released with the iPhone 5s later on this June or this August, in that time frame. So you just gotta wait and see what they release later on. If any more rumors do pop up, I'll definitely be posting another video to let you guys know. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.